How do we know when it's time to start taking auditions? Well, I feel like you could take an audition for your fellow colleagues and get in the frame of mind of how to take an audition at any time. And probably we don't do enough of this mock audition for each other. And maybe it shouldn't be another horn player. Maybe you should grab a clarinet player or a violinist or a cellist because they may be on the committee when you're taking an audition for a professional job. So getting input from your fellow colleagues is a terribly, terribly important part of getting ready to advance your career. One thing that I think is important is being realistic. Are you ready to play principal horn in one of the major 5 orchestras? Or do you need more experience? But taking that audition, are you ready to take that audition? You want to go in and have your best stuff. And having been there, taking auditions when I'm young, you do have to ask yourself, can I play the job? Not just can I play the audition. And that's what I say to my students. Are you ready to take that audition? Yes. Are you ready to play the job? Do you know the repertoire that they're going to play all next year? And they look at you like, oh, I hadn't thought about that. So that's part of getting ready to move to the next step. You have to be prepared to play the job, not just winning the audition. How to do that? Turn on your Spotify and listen to all the Brahms symphonies and maybe 3 different conductors. Not just listening to the horn excerpt. That's an important part. Listening to great artists play. Go to different master classes. Ask your fellow colleague, gee, can I come in and sit in on your lesson with this cellist? Because they're teaching, Brahms 3. Oh, they play the same thing. How do you bow it? Be curious. That's a very big word for me. The C word. Be curious about how other people practice or how they play. And I think that can go into your playing. But knowing when you're ready, I think that's something that you have to go and just do. If you're ready to take this audition, then you need to go and do it and see where you stand. You might surprise yourself. Wow, that felt pretty good. I didn't get nervous. Or I got hungry. I hear this all the time. Oh, I'm thirsty. That should be the least part of your worries. Did you trip going up the stairs? No, that's good. You didn't trip. How did you present yourself? And I think this may be old-fashioned, but I think you have to dress the part. I think you have to dress nicely. You don't have to wear a suit and tie or very long dresses or anything, but you have to look presentable so you feel like you're ready to really perform, like you're going to perform your recital. You wouldn't go in your recital with cut-off jeans. You would be dressing the part, which I think does something up here, that you're presenting something really special for these people. So getting yourself ready, I think physically, you have to be ready. Musically, you have to be ready. Mentally, you have to be ready. And then go for it. And no one can stop you. You just have to go for it. It just may be your lucky day. You may have the best 10 minutes you've ever played, and you get the next step forward. And then you get another chance. You get 10 more minutes, and you get to go again. Isn't that fun? I had a wonderful, wonderful person when I played in lyric opera that I was taking auditions. And she said to me something terribly important, and I say it to every student that takes an audition. What'd you learn? And that's not something people would ask. But she would always say, I made the finals. Good for you. What'd you learn? That I didn't know this. Okay. Did you have fun? Yeah, I did. She said, good. It just wasn't meant to be. And I think if you have that in your mindset, that it wasn't quite meant to be, then I'm supposed to be there, you're okay. But what did you learn is the most important. So whether you win the job or you don't, maybe you weren't supposed to be there. And it will work out in the end if you are diligent and you are a good worker and you do the how-to.